the great state of Alabama is about to represent right now, Captain Morgan Murphy. We love Coach, and I know Coach is going to go back and run for the governor of Alabama. He's one of our frequent guests here. Captain, rumor has it, people are telling me that you're going to run to replace him, sir?
That's right. I just launched, Steve, last month. I jumped in the race. I worked for Coach. I was his national security advisor. Also worked for President Trump in the first and the second term. And I said to Tuberville, I said, I can't sit on the sidelines and watch a RINO take your seat. He's the strongest MAGA voice in the Senate. He was the very first senator to endorse President Trump in this last election. And for some reason, really ruby red states send squishes to Washington. Deep blue states send people like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders to D.C. But deep red states, we've got one Southern senator who actually voted to impeach Donald Trump. I don't know why that is, but that's why I got in the race, because I just couldn't sit this one out.
Were you his national security advisor when he held up the promotions of these guys because of all the DEI and wokeness over at the Pentagon that Biden and these guys refused to take out? You were there with him then?
I was right there in the trench with him, and man, he was the only one that stood up. And there are a lot of guys in D.C. who talk about, we're going to stop this and we're going to stand up to people, and I'm going to get up there and I'm going to be a fighter, whatever. You know what? When the chips came down, the country club that is the Senate, there are very few people there who are willing to fight, and Coach is one of them. He stood alone in the breach.
But hang on, This is the point. Coach goes up there and he can't stand it. He just said it's just a debating society. So he's going back to Alabama to run for governor. You've been one of his warriors on his staff in the top thing. Aren't you better served, or don't you better serve the president of the country now going back in the administration? Maybe we get you over the Department of War to help clean out the mess over there instead of running in what's going to be a debating society, sir?
Well, we've got to have MAGA voices in the Senate. There is a deep state and deep Republican establishment Republican plot to get rid of MAGA. I mean, you know this. They hate MAGA. Yeah. They hated us when Coach and I came in 2021. We were the scum of the earth. They couldn't wait to get rid of us, and they cannot wait to get rid of us. On January 20th, 2029. They want Trump to fly off in Marine One. They want to wash their hands of MAGA. They want to wash their hands of America first. And we can't lose the Senate. While Trump is high in the saddle right now, we need MAGA voices to be in the Senate.
No, Captain, you are speaking the gospel truth on that. They're trying to tap Trump along, and they can't wait till he takes off. This is why you're seeing them all crater in these redistricting. They don't care if he gets impeached in this midterm. Captain, where do people go? We'll have you back on. Where do people go for your campaign right now in the great state of Alabama?
Hey, MurphyForSenate.com, or follow me on Twitter at MorganWW But I'd love you to go check out my website and take a look at all my plank and platform. I think the MAGA faithful will be intrigued.
I think that somebody that worked as one of the wingmen for Coach Tuberville, that's a pretty high recommendation, sir. Thank you so much for coming on.
Greatest boss I've ever had. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate
Great man.
you.
Thank you. Murphy was there in those dark days when Tuberville stood alone. He stood alone, and against all the games of Lindsey Graham's and all that crap up there, he stood alone to make sure he got the wokeness out of the Department of War in the darkest days.